All right. Did I push the right button? Did I do the thing? What are all these comments here? We just started. We ain't even done anything yet. Can you all see my face and hear my words? Radio check. Hello, Max, Austin, Spags, Yoda, Chase. Okay, cool. I pushed the right button. Hey, turns out there's people that don't know what 5x5 means. I mean, I do, but local prepper, stop it. Stop it. Cool that you got the reference though. That's neat. So I'm just gonna talk with fucking food in my mouth and try to read comments, which is like the worst thing that I am at. The thing that I am the worst at, reading. There we go. Marcus, fucking do it. You won't do it. So I wanted to get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, just friggin' arbitrary number shit. And I got it, so that's neat. Early. I thought I was gonna cut it close, and then I got it like, I don't know, a few days ago. So that's neat. So come here. Come here. My dog wants my food. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Sit. Sit. You're a nut. She's been trying to rob me this whole time. Rob me of my food. Okay, so I can't read any of these damn comments because I can't read. Anyway, got 500 subscribers. That's cool. Hadn't put out a short in a couple of days, so I figured I'd try this. And now you guys are here, so that's neat. Like, it's a Friday, and this is what you're doing with your time. You guys suck. Your lives must be very boring. So I was reading this book. I was listening to this book. Let me pull up the name of it. I just finished it on the way home from work. "3 Years with Quantrill, a true story told by his stout John McCorkle." So it's like a 4-hour listen. And it's just talking about how kind of the guerrilla warfare stuff went during the Civil War in my state, which I think is super interesting. Because it's like, it's a 4-hour book. And he mentions the county seat of my county, the county seat of the county next to mine, a place right outside town. There's a bar named after how do I say this without saying where I live? There was a mill. Now there's a bar. The bar is named after the mill, and the mill gets mentioned in the book. So, like, it's local history. Like, it happened here. So that's cool. Yeah, Marcus, 4-hour audiobook. It's along the lines of, what was the other book? What was that other book that I read? Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers by Joseph M. Billion? I don't know. Type in bushwhackers and you'll figure it out. So that's talking about like the broad guerrilla warfare going on in my state in the Civil War. And this other book is one guy's like a memoir, one guy's story, riding with Quantrill and burning Lawrence and all that cool stuff. I just realized there's a bunch of Kansans in the chat. You guys suck. No, like you guys are okay. You Kansans are okay. Everybody said War is a Racket. Yes, that is a good book. That should be required reading. Yes, Marcus, Tom is wrong. So, in a group chat with some people in it, I kind of picked a fight about the Civil War because I was listening to this book and wanted to argue because the shit's kind of upsetting. So this guy, bumping the camera. So his deal is he was in the Confederate Army for a little while, like a very short time. Got captured around. Fuck, I'm gonna dox myself. Got captured around Springfield, Missouri. That's not where I live. Got captured, got taken to Springfield, and then got paroled. Like apparently it was a thing that if you would just say, "Yeah, I won't fight anymore," they'd be like, "Okay, you can go home now." So he gets paroled, takes this oath to not fight the Union anymore. Goes home, but then basically the feds keep fucking with him. So he's trying to farm, but they're having him do like courier jobs twice a week while he's trying to farm. So that's a problem. And then he gets, I think it was a $5,000 fine for singing a anti-union song. It's like a $5,000 fine. And I think there was a couple of other things. So eventually he's just like, okay, fuck you. I'm going to go hang out with these guerrilla guys and fight like in and around where I live. So I think it's about half hour into the book is where he finally sums up his whole deal. Like, I believed in a thing. I got caught. You guys told me to promise not to fight. I did. You keep fucking with me. Deal's off. Freaking game on. So he ends up meeting up with Quantrill and doing that stuff and follows him from, I think it was 1862 all the way up until after Lincoln gets shot. Like that thing that all dictators, all tyrants should get, shot. Yeah, Lincoln got that thing. Yay for that. John Lovell. Anyway, what's everybody saying in the comments? Everybody saying hello to everybody else because everybody else is cool. Yes, Micah, you are correct. Springfield is not where I live. The ridge. There was some ridge that had that happen too. Iron Teacup. What are you talking about? No, I did not serve in the Civil War, Dick. If that's what you're asking about. I was in the Marines from 2013 to 2017, and I don't know what 0369 is. It sounds like a joke, is what it sounds like. That could be recon. That could be an officer. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. 8404. See, that sounds like an address. I don't know. Like if it doesn't start with 03, I don't. If it's not an infantry battalion, I don't know what it is. Infantry unit leader. Is that a new thing? Is that I thought it was 0365. Unit leader. Is that a lieutenant then? Corpsman. You guys get your own MOS number? Corpsmen are cool. Corpsmen aren't gay at all. Okay. Comments. People saying hello to Spags because people like Spags. Probably, yeah, everybody in here already knows Spags. For the 3 people in here that aren't subscribed to Spags Unfiltered, you should, fix it. What are you doing? Lincoln was one of the worst. Yeah, one of the worst. Yeah, we'll go with one of the worst. He's up there. Hobnobbers. See, we'll come back to the bald knobbers. Micah, remind me if I get lost. I'm going to read through these comments and we'll come back to the bald knobbers. Nowhere Homestead, thank you. Only took a year. There's more MOSs than most. Yeah, that's funny. Corpsmen could be gay if they wanted. Yes, Micah, sailors are good at that. Read the Swap Fox, Francis Marion. Hey, Francis Marion, was he at the Battle of Cowpens, or was he just around the Battle of Cowpens? Because I'm pretty sure. So the movie The Patriot, Mel Gibson's character, I think, is based off of like 2 or 3 real people, and I'm pretty sure Francis Marion is one of them, and I think General Morgan is another one. So the Battle of Cowpens, the movie The Patriot, the battle at the end, it's the Battle of Cowpens. It was a real battle. My dog is moving my shit. Okay. She's probably going to bump the camera. Battle of Cowpens, real battle. The way it plays out in the movie The Patriot is pretty much how it happened in real life. Yeah, like Max said, a lot of The Patriot's based off him. So the battle at the end of the movie was a real battle. The way it plays out in the movie is how it played out in real life. I'm related to a dude that was there. So that's cool. On the winning side, like directly related on my mom's side, which is pretty cool. I'll get into that right now, I guess. Okay, so I don't know how I figured out this stuff. I think somebody else in the family showed me this stuff. But there's some I've got some screenshots of like not the original version, but like a transcript updated of man, it's hard to speak and look at comments at the same time. Okay, so this dude that I'm related to is in a state that wasn't even a state during the war. Goes to the local court and is like, hey, it'd be really cool if I got that war pension that they said that we would get. So he has to kind of tell his story and tries to prove his story. He can't. Basically, everybody that would be able to back up the story is either dead or he doesn't know where they are because he's further west. He was South Carolina militia. So he started his military career fighting the Cherokee because the Cherokee were being dicks. I mean, probably the white people were being dicks too, but everybody was being dicks. And so he was South Carolina militia. I can't remember if he was mounted during that or not, but fought the Cherokee a little bit. Had a company commander or two killed in battle against the Cherokee. Spent a year or two going between some forts. And I think this was all around Spartanburg, South Carolina. And then when everybody kind of goes to this battle of Cowpens, his story says that he helped guide, I think it was General Morgan, to that spot. Anybody could say that they did that. But he was, at the time, he was what's called light horse. And separate from what he said, before the battle, the South Carolina, but basically all the mounted troops got lumped in with the Continental Cavalry under some dude. And the whole battle plan where the South Carolina militia has to get 2 shots off and then run, that is what happened. And just like in the movie, that Tarleton guy, the guy that was in charge of the British, I think it was Dragoons, is like, let's get them, and comes running down. And then the American cavalry goes out to meet them, and they have a skirmish. He doesn't say that he was in that skirmish, but he does say that he has 2 saber wounds on his head with scars that you could see at the time of him giving the story. So 40, 50, a lot of years later, you can see these scars on his head from British sabers. So like that cavalry skirmish, like he was in it. So that's cool. I read somewhere that there were only like 100 American wounded in that battle, and he was one of them because he like didn't move his head enough, I guess. So that's neat. Okay, comments. The dog. Hello, dog. She's staring real hard at my food. Having a ribeye, if anybody was wondering. Okay. Micah says bald knobbers. Yes. Again, we'll come back to that. Who is Spags? Neil. Spags Unfiltered in the comments. When we're done here, go to his channel, hit subscribe, and you'll figure it out. Iron Teacup. I was in 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines at Camp Horno. That's with an H. It's with an H. On Camp Pendleton. So down the road from 1-5 and 2-5. As a machine gunner. Why the machine gun? Micah, why are you using so many words? No, it's probably not just you. I should probably have one of those, but I don't have one of them compost piles because I'd suck, I guess. Mel Gibson is not my dad. Stepdad. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm not related to Mel Gibson's character. I'm related to like one of the extras in the movie. I do think it is interesting. Maybe it was just like at the time, but there's like 3 or 4 people named Marion in my family just since like in the 1800s. There's like 3 or 4 either first name or middle name Marion. So I don't know if it was just a common name or what. But I thought that was interesting that the people related to the guy that was in South Carolina, like a lot of people named Marion. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Number one rule: don't be a dick. Hmm. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. Weapons Junkie, thank you for being here. Daniel Morgan, Andrew Pickens. So Nowhere Homestead saying Thomas Sumter. I can't tell if that's an RN or if that is an M. Sumter. Yeah, it's an M. Thomas Sumter, Daniel Morgan. Daniel Morgan was the general. Andrew Pickens, Francis Marion. Yeah, those are the people that Mel Gibson's character is based off of. I think. Make someone a moderator. I don't know how to do that. I'm still figuring this out. What happens if I do this? Oh hey. Add as it may be the best. Can you view block words change also? What if I push this button? What does that do? We'll see what that does. Iron Teacup. If you know anybody else in these comments, you should get a hold of me. Or if I already know, I don't think I know you. If you know somebody else, basically everybody else in the comments knows me, you should get a hold of me. I would like to know who you are. Micah, thank you. Hey, movies would suck without the extras. You need those guys. Speaking of extras, my grandpa was an extra in, I have no idea what movie it was. I want to say it was a Jesse James movie. I don't know, some sort of Western-y movie. I think he, like, drove a wagon across the screen or something. Somebody told me that a long time ago. Yes, Marcus. There's a lot of similarities between The Patriot and Outlaw Josie Wales. So Outlaw Josie Wales is my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. I'm gonna get to Kansas mad again. Just kidding. Favorite Clint Eastwood movie. If you didn't know, the kind of backstory behind Josie Wales is he was from around Osceola, Missouri, which is southeast of Kansas City a little ways, like maybe an hour southeast of Kansas City, kind of. Anyway, so there was this senator from Kansas that was a dick and got some guys together and they went over to Osceola and murdered like half a dozen people, something like that, and burned a bunch of shit. So the backstory for Josie Wales is that he was from that area, and the Kansans that came over like burned his shit. So then, much like the dude in that first book that I mentioned, if you're coming in late, just start it over and listen to all of my bullshit. 3 years with Quantrill. A story similar to that guy. You're trying to farm. The feds come and fuck with you. It's like, okay, we're going to go fight now. So Josie Wales is immediately met by Bill Anderson, who is a real person who was nothing like how he was in the movie. He didn't even survive the war. Gets in with Bill Anderson, goes raiding. If he's with Bill Anderson, he was with Quantrill. And if he was with Bill Anderson, then he was at that massacre in Lawrence. That they earned. They earned that shit. So, and the reason I say that, side note, so Yoda's got this wrench next to her name and is posting links. People should click on those. I didn't know that's what that did. Now I do. So thanks. That's cool. My sisters are not watching this thing. And they probably won't, but they could. Now that I told them that I'm doing this, I don't think they knew. They probably wouldn't want to watch. They hear enough of my bullshit anyway. Okay. Osceola, Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence. Okay, so the deal with Lawrence. And it's mentioned in 3 years with Quantrill and the Bushwhacker book. It's mentioned in both because it's like the most known moment for any of that shit. Yes, local prepper, red legs. Some would call them dicks. Paul, Frank Hamer. That's another book. Like later, I gotta finish the Civil War stuff first. Okay. So the deal with raiding Lawrence. So the feds were being dicks, and it was like standard operating procedure for them to go to the homes of Southern sympathizing folks, which was like most people in like the middle of Missouri, and Western Missouri. They would go to their homes, be like, "Hey, you're helping the Confederate guerrillas," and would murder the old men, burn homes, stole a bunch of shit. A bunch of the stolen shit was found in Lawrence during the raid at that senator's house because he was robbing people. Like torturing people. The feds were doing a lot of thuggery, a lot of murder, a lot of burning shit, a lot of stealing. And I'm sure that was happening on both sides, some. But this is my story, so Bill Anderson, Josie Wales' boss, had 3 younger sisters that he loved, and they all got snatched up by the feds and put in prison in Kansas City to try and get at Bill Anderson. Also, the author of 3 years with Quantrill, I think it was his sister, also got nabbed, was in the same prison, and a few other women related to some of the guerrilla fighters. The first story the story in the book is that some dudes wanted to break through the prison, this women's prison. I think there was a bar in the same building. Like there's a wall. One side is the women's prison, one side's the bar. Regardless of the layout, they wanted to break through the wall and into the women's prison. According to the book, it was to kill them. According to another story I heard, it was just a bunch of drunk dudes that were feeling rapey at the time, trying to break a hole in the wall, and brought the whole building down, killed or maimed a bunch of women related to guerrillas, which is not the thing to do. Like, they got arrested for being related to people the government didn't like, and then murdered. So naturally, the guerrilla fighters were pissed. I think Bill Anderson wanted to burn Lawrence anyway. Maybe I've got that back. Maybe Quantrill wanted to. Bill Anderson and Quantrill. One of them already wanted to raid Lawrence. Oh, you are bumping the camera. And the other one wasn't sure about it. And then when this happened, everybody's on board. We're going. And they went and did some stuff that, probably wasn't like a good thing to do. But Lawrence kind of earned it. And Lawrence specifically because that senator that had attacked Osceola was living in Lawrence. So that's why that place was unlucky enough to get what they deserved. More or less. Okay, it's my story. Neil, that prison sounds like a whorehouse. Yes, they were trying to make it into one and collapsed it instead. Hey, up here. Up here. You are bumping the camera. Up here. You got to sit. You're... Hi. Come on. Right here. There you go. You can sit right there. Sit. Here, I'll give you this fat. Big old piece of fat. So that's kind of the stuff that I've been thinking about the last week. Okay, comments. Marcus probably being sarcastic. I need to read that. Marcus. Wait a minute. I was told the Union were the good guys. Yes, that is what you were told. And if all you've ever read of history was the U.S. history textbook, then you would think that, wouldn't you? Marcus is being sarcastic. I don't think there were good guys in the Civil War. I think individually there were some people that there's in any war, there's obviously going to be a bunch of evil people involved and a bunch of bad people. At the infantryman level, I think everybody was just kind of there. I think they all got fed enough propaganda that some people started fighting a little bit, and we've got these couple of different views on things. And then once people start murdering people, then everybody takes it real personal, and then you get a fucking dirty war like what we had, and particularly in my state where there weren't very many large battles. There wasn't a front line, but there was a lot of dudes riding around in the woods killing each other. A lot. Bum, 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 bum. Nowhere Homestead. Yep, feds. Neil, the sisters. One of them was I'm pretty sure one of Bill Anderson's sisters lost a couple of limbs. I think at least one of them was killed. But it was a bad deal. A bunch of women and Bill Anderson's sisters were not adults. I don't think any of them were adults. I think one of them was 10 and got arrested by the federal government and thrown in prison and subsequently killed for being related to a guy that the feds wanted dead. Another one of the topics in the Bushwhacker book was it talks about a lot of them, their reason for fighting, or maybe it's the writer's opinion of their reason for fighting was that the government was being fucking dicks and burning their shit and abusing people that they cared about. And so this was what they could do about it. Go off in the woods for 3 years and not come back until the war's over. It's a sad deal. It makes me very sad. Yes, it makes me sad. Yes, Adam Hall is here. Hello, Adam. Yes, Neil read the Bushwhacker book. We haven't gotten to talk about it a bunch, but it's a really good book. And it's not just about the violence, and I don't think it's making excuses for what they did. I mean, it sounds kind of pro Southern sympathizing guerrilla warfare, kind of, but I don't know. You should read the book or listen to it and make your own opinion. That's what you should do. Yes, Neil, the Mossad textbook. Yeah, that's the U.S. history textbook. That's funny. That's funny. I need to either eat this steak or give it to the dog because she's begging. She's trying to rob me. Jack Henson's One Man War. That's the sniper, right? If it's the guy that I think it is, a couple of his sons got murdered by the feds. 2 sons go out hunting. The feds say, "Hey, you guys are doing guerrilla warfare." Captures them, takes them back home, hangs them in front of their home, in front of their family. And then Jack Henson says, "Okay, fuck you." Buys basically a semi-custom precision rifle, like precision for the time, and proceeds to assassinate everyone involved in that. Very not John Wick. Terminal List. Somewhat like Terminal List E, but like in real life. In Benton County, apparently. Benton County, Tennessee. He was the scout sniper, yes. Micah has dipped. I like Micah. Nowhere Homestead. Yep. So it's specifically about the Bushwhacker book is specifically about in Missouri. It is by Joseph M. I don't know. Beilein. That guy. Great book. Great book. The bit about their shirts is like heartwarming is not the word. The short version is that the women they cared about would embroider on their shirts. And it was nice. It's very cool. Sam should get. Yeah, I should get a commission for selling that book. It's a good fucking book. Downloading the Bushwhacker book. Yep, very good. Yep. Yes, Iron Teacup. I listened to that whole Civil War series. I think it was right before I listened to the Bushwhacker book, and it's all been within the last like 6 months. Hey, okay, you got to do it on camera. Come on, you're bumping the camera. Come on, look at you. Okay. There you go. Stop bumping the camera. Yeah, negotiating with terrorists. That's just looking at me. I know, it's good stuff. Eat it. Okay, yeah. The Dangerous History podcast. That is CJ Kilmer. He did a massive series on the Civil War. So yeah, just in the last like 6 months, I listened to that whole thing, the Bushwhacker book, and this 3 Years with Quantrill book. So in that group chat, for the people that are here that were in the group chat, most of the stuff that I was talking about was from those things. Except for maybe some of the local, like very, very, very local stuff. The some of the Quantrill and some of the Lawrence stuff I've known for a long time. But like obviously I like this topic because it happened here. Like right here. There was a battle in the county seat in my state, in my county, freaking just a couple miles over there. There was a big battle that you would probably recognize an hour that way. I'm bracketing myself. You'll figure it out. Oh, and there were 2 members of my family, one of them that I'm directly related to that wore blue here. They enlisted in the county right over there, like the next county over. But they lived here. And if they were in that unit, they fought here. They wore blue. Maybe they know something, I don't know. But yeah, it's cool stories. Yeah, Neil's people wore gray. That's cool. Obviously I prefer the people that wore like jeans and a t-shirt, more or less. Listen to the Bushwhacker book, man. The military treats everyone like a number. I'm way rambling. The military treats everybody like a number. And if you are a guerrilla fighter, then you are an individual in a group of individuals. So, however many dudes Quantrill, we'll say it's 100 dudes. If Quantrill's riding around with 100 dudes, if anybody wants to leave, they can leave. And everybody that showed up wanted to be there. And in both of the recent books, John McCorkle's brother, I'm going to spoil this part because it's a cool story. John McCorkle's brother gets shot and is dying. And because they're guerrilla fighters, they're not very far away from home. They take him home and hide him not too far away from the house, in the woods where they won't be found. And it takes him maybe a week to die, but like he gets to see his whole family. His whole family is there when he dies. And if he was in either of the armies, that would not have happened. He would have probably got his leg amputated, still died, and then been thrown in a hole with 1,000 other dudes. But this dude got to die at home surrounded by the people he cared about, which is cool. I mean, if you gotta go, that's probably a good way. Except for how he got shot is stupid. Dun, dun, dun. Downloading the book. He had the rifle. Yeah. Henson had that rifle commissioned. It was cool. Terminalist was cool. The shirts make them human. Yes. Yes. The gorilla shirts not made them human, but like when you think about them, they are people. They're not a mass of blue or a mass of gray. They are people. They are Bill Anderson, Josie Wales, John McCorkle, Frank and Jesse James, the Younger Brothers. Individuals. They are real people, not a mass of blue or a mass of gray. Bobby's got stuff to do. Everybody else should have stuff to do. 7 people. Marcus, pro tip. Read out loud the comment you're about to respond to so listeners know what you're talking about. Good idea, Marcus. All right, Marcus, you keep using so many words. Is the shirt thing you mentioned about the women that love them embroidering? Why that kid said his dad was embarrassed for people to know that dad embroidered his shirt. I don't remember that. I don't know. That does not sound familiar, Marcus. Whole point of the live stream is to ramble, and I am rambling. There's 10. Why are you guys still here? Like, don't you have shit to do? Like families or something? Neil. If you got to fight, it should be voluntary. Yes. Hey, the draft is slavery. The draft is bad. I know you guys already know that. Like, the draft is bad. Neil, war is gay. Paul, big gay. No, Paul's got to stay. I gave you food and you're still bumping the camera. Yeah, clean that spot up. You got freaking steak grease all over the floor, fucker. Iron Teacup. I can't find my family back to the Civil War, so it's neutral. At my level, anyone who was a fighter is just someone who chose a side. I can't imagine they had a bunch of info at the time. Okay, so here's the thing about people choosing a side. They kind of got forced into it, some of them. So back to the Missouri history. I think I knew about this before the Bushwhacker book because I was looking into my family. And they started out in the Enrolled Missouri Militia, which was basically after the feds overthrew the state government of Missouri, which is what they did. At some point after that, they ordered everyone to be everyone that was not already a part of the military and within a particular age to be part of the Enrolled Missouri Militia. So every man in the state that was not already in the military was drafted into their local Union militia. I'm inclined to believe that the people I'm related to, well, they did, I'm pretty sure they did get drafted into that unit because that's how anybody got into that unit in the first place, type of unit. But they ended up being official Missouri cavalry after a year or so, which seems to me like they would have wanted to be there. Like you don't let Southern sympathizing people in your like state cavalry, especially. So I think they did want to be there, but there were a lot of dudes that when that order came down, that that everyone had to be on this side. Some of them weren't going to do that and hit the woods, because they weren't like, I'm not going to go be a part of this thing that I don't believe in. I'm going to go be a part of it. If I got to be a part of one of them, I'm going to be in the one that I believe in. I'm going to the woods. I'll see you guys when the war's over. So a lot of people got forced into picking a side, instead of just being able to kind of just live their life. I'm missing some comments. I have no idea how long to talk. Get in bed, wife sick. Neil is in the tub with wine. Outstanding. Oh, I forgot. I have this. I intended on drinking. Focus. I intended on drinking some of this. Some alcohols that somebody made for me that is pretty good. Too bad he's not in the comments. It'd be cool if he was. And he probably wouldn't sit through 52 minutes of my bullshit to see this part. But I bought a house last year, and there's a massive mulberry tree in the front yard. So last year, I stuck a tarp under the tree, collected a shit ton of mulberries, didn't know what to do with them. And then a few months ago, I gave them to a buddy, and now we have this. And it's pretty good. The part that it's from my tree right there, and I gathered these, like, it's a cool thing. You don't need a lot. Okay, where are we at in the comments? Neil's naked with wine, badass. Marcus also drinking. Austin, come back, comment. Austin is drinking Occam Lube. Is that what this is about? Just got done setting up my Occam, just like how you have, like how I have it, with the dot and sights, with the AR height sight, with the AR height. Dead air is supposed to be like a really bad thing for like when you're like speaking, but I'm gonna go grab my Occam since Austin brought it up, because guns are cool. Stand by. I'm old. For the feds watching, now you know my response time. All right. My knee is stiff. Okay. Austin, you mean you did the AR height with the red dot? Because this is cool. Like, it's obviously super high, but it's just enough that you can just barely rest your chin and keep your head straight up, and you can see everything. So it's kind of a lot like the new freaking tall as shit optic stuff that people do. I should have brought a mouse over here so I didn't have to reach for the laptop. That would have been smart. Nowhere Homestead. Hey, I was going to ask you because you commented on something about being at whatever that event was in Kansas with all the people that are kind of cool. Not the Self-Reliance Festival, the other place with cool people. Or was it that one? I don't know. Point is, I don't know. Like, I recognize your computer name, but I don't know who you are in real life. So, like, not here, but tell me who you are, because I do not remember who you are. I mean, I might remember who you are, but not the, connected names. Yes, because Occam Lube is the shit. Marcus says that's a Good Friday evening. No, Good Friday is the Friday before Easter, not the Friday before Christmas. Fucker. See your family getting hurt. Iron Teacup, draft to slavery for sure. And people don't understand that. In the last few months that people have been sort of whispering about drafts, I occasionally get in arguments with fucking jackasses on Facebook about whether or not the draft is slavery, and it clearly is. And when I was a kid, I was one of those people like, yeah, everybody should serve in the military because I was going to do it anyway. So yeah, everybody should do that. But sometime in the last couple of months, I saw somebody literally say everyone should serve in the military so that they can understand their freedom or appreciate their freedom or something like that. Like, if you force someone into the military or any job, they're not free. So the draft is the opposite of what would happen in a free country. My grandpa enlisted in the Marines during World War II because he didn't want to get drafted into the Army. And he did. It's so funny. He told me his birthday was in August. He's 105. He is 105 because he's not dead yet, which is insane. So I asked, because it seemed like I thought he enlisted in like 1943. And I was like, hey, so why did you join when you did? And he's like, oh, well, because I didn't really want to get drafted. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, why the Marines? He's like, well, all I knew is I didn't want to be in the Army. Cool. He joined the Marines by mistake. And then I enlisted in the Marines because he was in the Marines. By mistake. Hilarious. Spags. Yes. 12. Don't you people have something better to do? Like, I'm behind as fuck on these comments, too. That mead we drank was badass. Yeah, so that mead. This is, it's 1-to-3 ratio. So it's 1 part that mead, and then 3 parts of some clear stuff that he made out of some of that mulberry stuff. I think that's what this is. I think that's how he made this. So, yeah, holy shit, that clear stuff. I still have some if anybody's like got an infection. Austin says no guns allowed on live streams. Do what I want. I don't give a fuck. Fucking demonetize me. On that though, I'm already pissed that I assume YouTube is going to delete my shit at some point. Yeah, Neil, prepare to get censored. Don't care. We'll see what happens. Because I see other people with guns on live streams, and the tactical response people are the only ones I've ever heard say that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Austin says, "Rip live stream VOD." I don't know what that means. Doesn't bother me any because I can't read. Zach's party was a hell of a celebration. Yeah, there's only like one, maybe two people in here that don't know what's up with Zach's send off. But there was a dude that was prominent in the group of people that train at Tactical Response. He passed away this past year, so they had a party out at Tactical Response to kind of send him off, and it was the same weekend as the Self Reliance Festival, and I brought some mead made from the mulberries from the tree over there, and we drank it, and it was good shit. No guns allowed. Prepare to get censored. Don't care. Don't care. Holy shit. I was about to say, Abby Brock, who the hell is this? Hello, Abby. Get an AR. I have an AR. Homestead Medical says to get an AR. I have an AR. I have two. The Hockham is cooler. Like a lot cooler. Censorship on the way. Whatever. Austin, why are you using so many words? Yes, I set it up just like that. I like that you can see the irons underneath. Yeah, see how bad my reading level is? The way I had to set it up was the irons on some sketchy risers from Brownells. So don't do that. I don't know. Homestead Medical. Yep. Abby Brock. What's the history of the Kansas and Missouri state lines? I don't know. Like the history of the region around the state line, or the history of how the state line got there. I mean, the northern part of the state line is following the river. That's like, if you ever see a state line that looks super weird, it's probably following a river. But yeah, why that straight line? I don't know. I don't know. Good question. Good question. Why would that be right there? I don't know. They got to pick a place. It is kind of weird that like the state lines, like the Missouri, Kansas, the Oklahoma and Arkansas state line, like there's one line, but then we're the bottom of the Oklahoma, Kansas line and the Missouri, Arkansas line, they don't line up. I don't know why. Good question. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. Fuck them. It's a real gun. Fucking ban me. Oh, video on demand. VOD, video on demand. Okay. Hold on. Comments. Come back. I'm way behind. Okay. Abby's question. Lying about airsoft. If you get to have my labor for free, then slavery. Yeah, but people would say things like, oh, but it's the government, so they're not enslaving people. Or they would just say, well, you get paid, so then it's not slavery. You know, sort of like taxes. Clearly slavery. New form. Airsoft. Yeah, an airsoft Occam would be fucking cool. It's Christmas this week. Austin says it's Christmas this weekend. Ain't nobody doing nothing. You're supposed to be hanging out with your families or some gay shit like that. I'm doing tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to go deer hunting tomorrow. I think some of you already knew that. I'm going to go deer hunting tomorrow. Ah! I'm going to go deer hunting with this. Fucking block me. Or ban me or whatever. Yeah, Neil, where else would we be? I don't know. Hang out with your family because you like love them or some shit. Like you just like me, I think. And Missouri, weren't they? Okay, Abby's asking about the like Kansas and Missouri like territories and shit. It all is. I'm pretty sure it was all like Louisiana Purchase. I think Missouri, Kansas, maybe not Missouri, Kansas, and like a whole bunch of shit west. Like they call St. Louis the gateway to the west. The Lewis and Clark expedition started in St. Louis. Like the gateway arch in St. Louis, like it is the gateway to the west. Like that is what that stuff is, which is cool. I think that once people started heading this way, there was a Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma territories, but they weren't states until they were, states. I want to say it was like 1820, 1830 ish when Missouri became a state. My family got here in 1839, got to this area within 50 or 100 miles of where I'm at. My parts of my family have been here since 1839. I need to make a video. I've been thinking about this the last couple of days, making a video on like the concepts and theories about genetic memory and like geographical memory, cultural memory, like how like I feel a pull that way. I should live that way where my family has been for a very long time. Like I can feel that I should be over there. I don't know if anybody else experiences that. And when I was a kid, the city that's right down the road over there, up and until I moved, until I was back for a couple of years after the Marines, I felt like I belonged right there. Like a connection with the people and the history of that town. History is cool stuff. Okay, still behind on the comments. Possibly French. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure this was all Louisiana. Louisiana? Shit. Louisiana Purchase? Is that what I said? Is that the right thing? But yes, purchased from the French that owned it. Yeah, right. Sure. Let me just bump the camera a lot. Iron Teacup. Who do you think that watches your content has a life? Exactly. First couple videos I made, I just straight insulted people. Like, what are you guys doing here? Because like, what the fuck? These babies. Maybe visit PorcFest. I have heard of that thing, It sounds like there would be food there. Stop skipping. Come back. Abby says she had to work the weekend at Zach's memorial. Marcus went. Yep, because Marcus was there. Yeah. Self-Reliance Festival is cool. Everybody should go to that. Zach's send-off, I mean, for somebody dying was cool. Not super depressing. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try real hard to never go to a funeral ever again, like an actual one. So, short story. So, Jaeger's big ass fucking party last year. Not sad at all. Obviously, we're all sad that he's gone, but awesome deal. The send off, not sad at all. Great. So then, like 2 weeks later, one of my friends that I've known for I don't know since before I could drive. His dad had a heart attack and freaking ate it like right there in front of him. Super sad, and I don't really like want to talk about it, I guess, but here we are. And that funeral was so depressing. The dude talking spoke so slow. I don't think he actually knew the guy. And the guy that passed away, if he could have attended his own funeral, would have been fucking pissed. And like that's not a critique of that dude's family. If they happen to watch this, they won't. But if they did, like, I love you guys. But God, that funeral was ass. So, like, if that's what funerals are going to be like, I don't want to go. Marcus, Defiant 115 is what is in my Smith & Wesson. Yeah, like Yoda said, no, YouTube's not paying attention to me. Fuck them. Fuck them. Nowhere Homestead. Look up the history of State Line Road. I'm going to do that. Totally unrelated. There's a place called Bushwhacker Lake. Not too far away from the state line. South of Kansas City. It's a neat place. That is all. Neil, taxes are gay. Yes. Neil, Glock them deers. I mean, yeah, but with a Smith & Wesson. Abby. Yeah, so I'm gonna go hunt in the morning. Not super early because like the sun is rising a lot, like 7:30. I'm gonna go in the morning. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna get more bacon on the way. If I'm here by noon, that'll be plenty of time to smoke all the deer meat that is thawing in the refrigerator right now. Plenty of time to smoke that and have that ready for dinner tomorrow. If you're still watching. Yoda says, Missouri City Living Museum talks about that. Talks about what? The border? It's in Blue Springs, Lee Summit area. That's East Kansas City. Lee Summit area, off Old School Road, I think. I'll Google it. Like, I don't ever want to be anywhere near Kansas City, but maybe I would go up there for a museum. I like museums. I haven't been in. I should get out more. I go to work. I come here. I sleep. I go to work. I come here. Go to church on Sunday. I visit my grandpa. I come here. I need to do more shit. Here's the deal. All of this, almost everybody that I know anywhere near here has like a husband or a wife, kids, and like they're doing stuff. And I've got the dog. So I'm like, I can go do whatever I want. I have very few people to go and do stuff with. I don't like doing things by myself. So instead, what I do is nothing. Maybe I need to stop doing that. I don't know. And I feel like that's a holdover from being in the Marines. Like on the weekends, some of the time, especially when I was new, I would like go do stuff off by myself, like go see a movie or go into town and eat dinner. And it just felt fucking lonely. So I don't like doing stuff by myself. I don't know if I've ever said that out loud before. Now I have. Congratulations. Marcus feels pulled to Kentucky, but his family is not from Kentucky. I don't know. Jesse, hello from Texas. Tactical Response alumni, Jesse, with the wife that people like. Also, Jesse, that people like. Met a few times in the team room. I think we might have taken a class or two together. Keep up the good work. You're doing great. Thank you, Jesse. Yes, I remember you. And your wife. I hope you all are doing well. God, I'm so far behind on the comments. Abby, did the military make any of y'all take any test to place you in the military? Geographic recognition. Yeah, there's something about that. So I had to take the ASVAB test, which stands for something, and I scored really high. Like the max is 99, and I scored a 98. And the recruiter was like, "Cool, you can do whatever you want." I was like, "Great, infantry." He was like, "Hang on a second, hang on." Literally told me that my mom told him to try to convince me to go intel or something, and I was like, "No." He did have me talked into security forces. But then said, and I don't think he lied to me. My recruiter, like actually, like very well liked by the people around here. He, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, he's like, "Hey, I don't have any slots for that. So how about regular infantry?" And I was like, "That's what I wanted anyway." He was a scout sniper. He was cool. He's probably still cool. Taking tests. Yeah. So depending on, and the ASVAB score gets broken up into like 3 or 4 different categories, I think. So it decides what you're qualified for, and then you can kind of get to pick / what is available / what the recruiter cons you into doing. I didn't get conned into shit. Like I got what I wanted. I got what I asked for. There we go. I got what I asked for. Except war. I didn't get that part, which I guess is okay. Yes, Yoda says Louisiana Purchase was correct. Jesse was at Cold War Hot Range. That's badass. Who was talking about that? Who was talking about Cold War Hot Range? Berm limits. Fucking Max and Mike mentioned a Cold War. They didn't get to go to Cold War Hot Range, but it sounded cool. Yes, it sounds very cool. Cold War Hot Rangers, James Yeager and Sonny Pazikis teaching class together. Sonny was a former Soviet Spetsnaz, so he was teaching AK stuff. And James Yeager was American as fuck, so he was teaching AR-15 stuff. And so the two of them would argue about which was better, I think. I guess Jesse would probably know more about that than me. Austin was at that. Fuck you, Austin. Jesse was Marx's team leader in the sniper class. Also cool. Austin, Marcus, and Jesse all verbally jerking each other off. That's cool. Neil. See this? There we go. My people have been where I am in Tennessee since the late 1700s. Both sides. I'm connected to the land. Connect to the land. Yeah. Yeah. Austin says, I'm writing in my will what Yeager did. No sad shit. The thing about the no sad shit part is you got to have somebody like Kayla that as somebody like Brickell starts to cry, you got to have somebody that's totally willing to scream no sad shit when the cute little blonde girl starts crying. Gotta have that, or you're gonna get some sad shit. Yoda says, I do believe Grumpy is, God, I can't read, drooling at the mouth to work some drills with Sonny. Yes. I had to hear about how exciting it was to meet and talk with Sonny for more than a month. Sonny's incredible. I need to take Sonny's shooter fighter matrix class. I've had one class with Sonny. It was the de-escalation class, which is super weird. It's an awesome class. It was one day at Tactical Response. I took like 7 days of training in a row. If you include alumni weekend, and that was I think it was the fight, so the 2-day force on force class, and then de-escalation, and then alumni weekend, and then advanced immediate action medical after that. I think that's what happened. 7 days of stuff. It was awesome. I need to take Sonny's shooter fighter matrix class. I'm checking his website not often enough to like pick a day. If G wants to go down to Texas, I also want to go down to Texas. We should go down to Texas. If you go to Missouri City, let us know. G and I would meet you, especially when the blacksmith and sheep shearing is happening. Yeah, that sounds cool. Abby, I do stuff by myself all the time. Yeah, I mean, who would want to hang out with Marcus? Even before I got, eat out, museums, classes. Yeah, but like being with Marcus is a great reason to go do stuff by yourself. Lauren, that was her name. Yes, I would have remembered that eventually. Jesse's wife. She's okay. Yeah, she's okay. Iron Teacup, Driftwood Bar. What is that? Tell me more. It sounds cool. Austin. I'm drawn out west in the Rocky Mountains. Neither side of my family is from anywhere near there. I don't know, man. Like there's different reasons to be drawn somewhere. I I don't think it's a coincidence that the place that I'm drawn to is where my family has been for 175 years. I don't think that's a coincidence. Could be. I don't know. I wonder if my sister is still watching this. Yoda. Marine security forces are the sexiest ever. I don't know. Regular infantry is kind of cool. She says, maybe that's why Grumpy won my heart 32 years ago. That seems like a long time, especially since I'm 29. Seems like a long time. I'm okay. All right. Okay. I assume that G wore his blues more than I did, which was twice. Marine Corps Ball 2013. 2014, we were on a MEU. 2014, we were in Kuwait. We were in Kuwait in 2014 for the Marine Corps birthday. Okay, it was 3 times. 2013 was Vegas. 2014 was Kuwait. 2015 was Vegas again. 2016 was San Diego for some reason. That was stupid. They should have had the ball at LA again. And then, yeah. So I wore my blues 3 times. 3 times. Shit's expensive. Abby says, check out your local community center VFW. Sometimes the VFW can get a little depressing, though. Yeah, it's just a bar. There's a gun show at the VFW actually this weekend, but I got other shit going on. Like I got to shoot Bambi with my Smith & Wesson. Hey, Max is apparently still here. I need to come to Florida. Man, Florida's a long way. I have no idea how much PTO I have. Max, I just mentioned, maybe you missed it, you and Mike talking about like gun community drama and shit. Because I just listened to that Burn Limits episode where you two talked about that. Cool stuff. Whole thing. Very nice. Yeah. So Max's Path in the comments. There's this new podcast on YouTube called Berm Limits. Berm, like the backstop that you shoot at. You should probably go check that out. I've only listened to that one so far. It was good. I imagine they're all good. I just saw that they did an interview with Butch from Ammo Supply Warehouse. That's probably cool. Yeah, you should check that out. Max says smart shit. Max says smart shit like, if you carry a gun and not medical, fuck you. I got a lot of views on that video that I remixed of his shit. So that was cool. And then got to talk about that with Spags. Spags isn't on here anymore. Max, if you're still on here, you and Spags need to fucking talk about carrying tourniquets and how everybody's a bitch. Okay. It's way easier to keep up on the comments when there's only 10 of you. And I'm still behind. Iron Teacup. Security forces is a bunch of boots. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Security forces. I didn't really have to interact with hardly any of them ever. There were a few guys in the battalion that were security forces. Had to have been. But none in my platoon, and I don't think any in my company, except maybe the first platoon sergeant I had. So the deal with security forces is, my understanding of security forces anyway, is they go guard stuff. like nuclear bases and embassies and shit like that. And they get some extra like close quarters training. And I think maybe Fast Company is made of security forces dudes. That sounds like a thing. Because I'm pretty sure if anybody knows Hank, the other Marine, probably close to my age, as a dog now. Hank was security forces, and he was Fast Company. So that's cool. Fast Company sounds cool. Regular security forces sounds much less cool. But whatever. I was a machine gunner. Like I was an actual infantryman, unlike some people. Like everyone in security forces. Gasp. Did he say that? Yeah, I did. Infantry is a totally different job. Marcus says Kayla was savage at the party. Yes, she was, but that was exactly what needed to happen in order for no sad shit. So that's good. Yeah, I couldn't yell. Yeah, Marcus says I couldn't yell at Brickell. And if you don't, there might be a couple of people in here that don't know who Brickell is. YouTube channel American Gun Chick. Basically some random chick that decided she didn't want to be defenseless anymore, started training, happened to train at tactical response early on, and she's cool. Austin says Cold War Hot Range was basically watching Yeager and Sonny argue and sometimes shoot guns. It was great. Yes, it sounds great. Max, need to come to Florida. Yep, already read that. Fuck. Every time I scroll, it scrolls too far. Come back. Hey, talk slower, fuckers. Homestead Medical. Yep, I want to take that class also. What class? Shooter Fighter Matrix? Oh, Florida in March. What's happening in Florida in March? I assume it's something with Andrew. Hey, and speaking of Andrew, for the Yoda's still here. Did you meet? I don't think you met Andrew. Spags met Andrew at Self Reliance Festival. Andrew's YouTube channel is Combat Art Training. He was a Marine in the same regiment as me. We overlapped by like 2 years, but I didn't know him at the time. Tactical Response alumni, makes cool tactical gear, like my bump bag that's right over there. I have a video on it. Combat Art Training, though. He does a homestead patrolling class. I've talked to Spags about it a little bit. I haven't taken it yet. Max has. I want to take it. I want him, Andrew, to come out here so that other people that I know can take it. If you mentioned it to Spags and fuck, my brain just broke. Tag. I really, really, really want Andrew to come out here. Andrew's cool. Here we are. Max says second week of March, plus we can get to train with Andrew. Yes, I would like to train with Andrew, but I would like to train with Andrew here with the people that I might be patrolling with. Like the odds that I'm patrolling with you, Max, fairly low given where you live. But you never know. Austin says that weekend that weekend I took small unit tactics, vehicle tactics, CQB, drove to Texas after the final X, finished with Cold War Hot Range, 14 days straight of training. That's badass. Like I mentioned earlier, the most I've done was 7 straight, including alumni weekend. If you want to count that, it counts. It counts. Dude, getting pepper sprayed this last alumni weekend was ass. Don't do it. And if you haven't seen it, I've got 2 videos, like 2 full-length videos on getting pepper sprayed. One is just the raw video, and then one is the raw video with my commentary. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's traumatizing. It hurt. Yeah. It sucks. Watch the video. Fuck you guys. Watch the video. Yeah, Neil's gonna go hang out with his wife. Yeah, good idea. Iron Teacup. Driftwood Bar was where all the Marines would get into all kinds of debauchery in Oceanside. No, I'm not going to say anything to get me in trouble. We didn't go to Oceanside very much probably because of that. So we would go to Stampede in Temecula and hang out. Stampede was an odd place, especially for like me, because I'd never been to a bar before. Going with Marines to a country bar in Southern California is just odd. It's very strange. Two-stepping is fun. I am a very stiff person, which makes two-stepping less fun. But it was still fun. But it was weird. It was an 18 and up bar. So, like, I don't want to say children, but because I guess I was, I don't know, 19, 20, 21, early 20s, going to that place. But you could get in at 18. So there were like, there was always a relatively high number of like 18, 19, 20-year-old girls from Southern California that were masquerading as country girls that, like, it was obvious, like, you're wearing a costume. Like, this is a costume. You're not a country girl. You live in Temecula. What are you doing? Anyway. Oceanside. Yeah, Yoda says her husband, G almost lived in his blues. We got stationed at 8th and I. Dude, fuck getting stationed at 8th and I. I would not want to do that. So, boot camp. They tried to like recruit some people to go to 8th and I. I can't remember if it was only infantry contract people or what, but you took a couple of tests and the questionnaire, and at first it sounded like a cool gig. And I'm so glad I did not do that. I think most of us that thought it sounded cool at first eventually went, no, we don't want to do that. That sounds dumb. I had a girlfriend at the time. I didn't think that would work out very well. Turns out the girlfriend part didn't work out very well in the long run. So there's that. Yeah, working at 8th and I does not sound fun. 8th and I is like the headquarters of the Marine Corps. Yeah, living in your blues also does not sound fun. All right, I can see how G may have looked better than me at the time, but I bet his hair was short, which is big gay. You got to grow out your hair. Like, you got to have outer eggs hair. That's why my hair is long like it is. Seriously, if you didn't know, the reason my hair is this long is in the Marines, you have to get your hair cut every weekend. And I got out of the Marines, and I was like, fuck them. They can't make me cut my hair, so I'm not doing it for 4 years. That's what I said. I was like, every weekend for 4 years, I had to cut my hair. So for the next 4 years, I'm not doing it. And it's been 6. And I'm kind of locked in now. So that's cool. If I ever get caught up on the comments, I might call it a wrap. Max says, I'm glad you enjoyed the podcast. Yeah, it's good stuff. Marcus says, I'd call it a successful live stream. Yeah, I had fun. That's what counts. Fuck, I got to get my shit ready to go deer hunting in the morning. Neil pulled out. No, he didn't. Neil's got a lot of kids. Fuck, I'm getting behind on the comments. Everybody go to sleep so I can get caught up. Just kidding. I'm having fun, so that's cool. Max says, I made a damn website because of it, because of watching you and Spags. What he's talking about is him and Homestead Medical, Chuck, talking, Max interviewing Chuck, and then Max saying, if you carry a gun and not medical, fuck you. And then Max made a website about it. And I love controversial shit. So I heard you two talking about it right after that interview. And so until that interview came out, like in the back of my head, I was waiting. I was waiting for that. So that was cool to finally get to see that. Iron Tika says security forces guys were corporals that didn't deploy when the other grunts did lots of deployments, so they were boots. Yes. Homestead Medical says, yes, I will have some short videos coming out while I'm wearing it. He's talking about the shirts and hoodies that Max's Path sells. If you carry a gun, not medical, fuck you. Yes, I want to see those. Hurry up. Yoda dropped the link to American Gun Chick. Max says Sonny is in Florida in March for Shooter Fighter Matrix. I would like to take Shooter Fighter Matrix at Sonny's place, not just because it is closer to my house, but sort of like you got to go to Tactical Response. It's not the same on the road. Like it's good, but it's not the same. That's kind of why I want to go to Texas. There's a link to combat art training. Badass. Jesse's still here. Cool. Links. Homestead Medical. Yeah, I don't know how much Tag and Andrew have spoken about having Andrew out here. I'm not sure how much, but like, I want Andrew out here. I just realized that I haven't looked at the camera like at all this whole time. I probably need a post-it by the camera that says, look here. If you know what that's about. Iron Teacup. Anyone who wants medical info, go to the Deployed Medical app and use that for some training. Or you could also check out Homestead Medical. He teaches medical classes. He's pretty good at it. He's pretty good at medical stuff. He's a cool guy. He'll take care of you if you need it. You know, if you need it. Jesse, do you know much about the Flightlight upper? That's the belt-fed AR-15 upper. That is the extent of my knowledge of the Flightlight upper. It's the belt-fed AR-15 upper, which is cool. I think I think it's the AR-RPK. Somebody makes an an RPK style upper receiver for AR-15s. I think I would want that. So the Fight Light upper, the belt fed upper is cool, but for just being on an AR-15, it's like it'd be like a M249, the squad automatic weapon, the SAW. It would be like that, except not as good, probably. And to me, more to make a belt fed worth it, you got to have two. Like there's an acronym for machine gun employment, and the first I was getting P March P and Pick 'em Deep crossed. Pick because they both start with the P. Pick 'em Deep is the acronym for machine gun employment, and the P at the very beginning is pairs. You want to employ your machine guns in pairs. There's a lot of good reasons for doing that. I'm not going to get into like machine gun employment right now, but if you've got two belt feds, you want them to work in pairs, probably 50 yards or so apart from each other, like not too close to each other, communicating with each other. So unless you could get two Fight Light uppers, I wouldn't worry about it. I would try and make an RPK instead. Also, I'm pretty sure the Fight Light uppers are expensive as fuck. There's still 10 people here, so I'm going to keep talking. I haven't got. If I get caught up with the comments, maybe I'll quit. But so far, so I'm having fun. Paul says, best I had was 12 state days of training. Nice. Moved out of one home, and the other one wasn't ready yet. So just went to Tennessee and took part in what was occurring. Outstanding. Iron Teacup, Southern California, when you go east, is very country. No one knows till you get there. Yeah. San Bernardino-ish. I drove through a couple of times going back and forth between Pendleton and Phoenix, where my aunt lived, for some holidays. I think it was the San Bernardino area. Cool place, like actual forests and shit. And my cousin, actually, or no, not my cousin, my cousin's son, my oldest cousin's oldest son is a actual cowboy in Eastern California right now. He's having a good time. Yoda says, Eighth and I is a mess. It ruins a career, and many families were broken there. Yeah. The Marine Corps is good at that. Hold on. Okay. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to what Marcus said once I get caught up. Austin, fuck you. Nah. Iron Teacup. My Navy cut was very long. Yeah, man. Like the corpsmen were really, I was going to say pushing it. They weren't pushing shit. They were out of regs as fuck, which was cool. Nobody cared. All right, more useless information. So, like, I guess like in the Marines, you got to shave every day. So if you're a corpsman, a medic, a corpsman, a Navy medic is called a corpsman. If you're a corpsman attached to the Marines, because Marines don't have our own medics, we use the Navy corpsman. A disproportionate number of corpsmen, it seemed like, were black dudes. And I guess black dudes, if they shave every day, will get like bumps, get razor bumps. So a lot of the corpsmen would like get razor bumps and then would get no shave chits, and then they didn't have to shave. Nice. Well done, guys. So that's cool. It sounds like Marcus is about to go to sleep. Good night. So you'll wrap. Marcus is tapping out, so I'll tap out. Get ready to smoke Bambi in the morning. Yeah, I'll do my best. Your info and send you some swag, bro. Trade it for some more. Yes, Max. I can make more jerky. That's a thing I can do. Homestead Medical says, if you are thirsty. I'm never thirsty. I don't know what you're talking about. Yoda dropped the link to Chuck Peoples. That is Homestead Medical. He's a pretty okay guy. Dun, dun, dun. Iron Teacup says, I don't know Homestead Medical. Well, you should. So that right where you said, I don't know Homestead Medical, that link that Yoda dropped right above where you said that, you need to click on that. Chuck's a cool dude. He will take care of you if you need it. You know, if you needed it. Who? I don't know. Marcus might already be gone. The ARRPK is the small time maybe. Klein Machining. Brent 0331's homie. Yes, Klein Machining makes the ARRPK. Brent 0331. Brent was a machine gunner. That's the 0331 part. Brent 0331 on YouTube has some videos on that. I think those are super cool. I think I would prefer a Vepr AK. So the thicker, I think 1.5 millimeter receiver, bulge trunnion, heavier barrel. Vepr is the like brand of AK, I guess. Veprs are basically based off RPK. I think I would want a 16-inch Vepr with a binary trigger over an actual RPK. Not an actual. I mean, if an actual RPK would be better, but like using a Vepr, using a 16-inch Vepr as an RPK, I think I would rather do that than an AR RPK. I'm super racist against 20-inch barrels. Iron Teacup has subscribed to Homestead Medical. So Homestead Medical needs to post some fucking videos. Chuck. Videos. Market yourself, dick. Ooh, I'm almost caught up. Iron Teacup. Plunging Fire and Beaten Zones. Love it. All right, so Plunging Fire is basically using your machine gun like artillery, in that normally machine guns you shoot straight across. So Beaten Zone is where your bullets land. Tends to be your beaten zone is where 82% of your bullets land. Why 82? I don't know. Good question. Tends to be an oval. And the more level your gun is, the longer your oval is, in line with where your bullets are going. So Plunging Fire, if you're shooting up, your bullets are coming down. That oval is going to become more of a circle. I haven't heard of anyone using machine guns like artillery since World War One, but that was definitely a thing. That in World War One, they would point the guns up and just drop bullets down. Cool deal. We almost got to shoot a range, almost so close. We almost got to shoot in Kuwait the Mark 19 use indirect fire with the Mark 19. So direct fire shooting at something, indirect fire shooting up and it coming down on something. So we almost got to use the Mark 19, which is the fully automatic 40 millimeter grenade launcher, which was my backup gun, the spare that we had in the trunk. Backup gun, 40 millimeter fully automatic grenade launcher, backup gun. Almost got to use the quadrants and all that shit to shoot high angle in Kuwait. We ran out of daylight and didn't get to do it. Would have been cool. No longer caught up. Maybe I was. Where'd it go? There we go. Ironclad, Iron Teacup, Beaten Zone. Paul says something. Paul's out. Got to get some stuff done. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I got to get my shit together to go hunt in the morning. Paul, thank you. Bum, bum, bum. Chuck is leaving and wants more jerky. Sounds like we're about to wrap up. Iron Teacup. The only black guys in the Marine Corps infantry were corpsmen. In my company, I was in a weapons company in 2-1. There were 3 black people, not including corpsmen. We had snipers, 81 millimeter mortars, and then 2 combined anti-armor teams, which were about 40, 45 dudes, half machine gunners, half anti-tank missilemen. Two platoons of that. Andrus was in my cycle. Kittner was in my cycle. Sergeant Wheatley was one of my seniors in my platoon. And that was it. Not including staff NCOs. Those guys are different. Oddly, staff NCOs seem to be more likely to be not white people. But yeah, there are not very many black people in the Marine Corps infantry. There's just not. They're smart. Austin, would you kindly talk a bit? Yes, for 2 hours. Holy shit. It has been almost 2 hours. Man, this is no joke, this whole time flies thing that they say at the end of every tactical response live stream. They're not kidding. Jesse, machine gun videos might be a good idea. So, man, I should probably be more mad about this. So there was a YouTube channel called Gunspot. Gunspot is a company that helps like auction machine guns, basically connecting buyers and sellers. And they have a lot of machine guns go through their facility, and they're located right the fuck over there. Like right over there. Not close enough that I can hear them shooting, but right over there. And I got to do a few videos with them on YouTube, and it was badass. It was a great time. I'm super grateful for them for letting me get my hands on machine guns again. First time I'd taken a 50 cal apart in 6 years was this summer with those guys over at their place. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to take it all the way apart and put it back together. There is a video of me doing that on my channel. YouTube fucking deleted their channel a few months ago. They're on Rumble. Maybe the videos that I was in are on the Gunspot channel on Rumble. I think it was like a 40-minute video of me and Grant, another Marine, He was a local firearms instructor. Cool dude. Grant talking to me about machine guns. Us setting up a 1917, doing the setup on a water-cooled machine gun, doing the setup and firing a 1919 air-cooled machine gun, and then me firing a saw. I think on my channel is a short of me hip firing a saw and hip firing a 1919, which was so fucking cool to hip fire a 1919. I think those are shorts on my channel somewhere. And if not, you need to go over to Rumble and look up Gunspot and then find the videos with me. And they were from like July. It was so fucking hot. June, July, something like that. God, it was so much fun. Fuck YouTube for deleting that shit. Fuck them. Fucking ban me. Yeah, I mean, if I need to talk to them again. I would like to do more machine gun stuff. I kind of don't want to get deleted. I kind of expect to get deleted. I'm kind of already mad about getting deleted in the future because I feel like it has to happen. Like it's just inevitable because I'm not going to read the rules. Dun, 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 machine gun videos. Austin, about the radio situation in your squad, I'm curious. Oh, yes, I remember you yeah, sorry, I had shit going on. I mute the chat a lot because you guys talk too much, like women. No offense, women. Radios. So we went on 2 Mews. On the first Mew, 8 Humvees. So I did not do. I did almost 0 foot patrols. No combat patrols. Like we just drove around and shit. So the platoon was 8 or 9 Humvees. We had 2 radios in like the size of a microwave. 2 radios with like handsets attached in the Humvee between the driver and the vehicle commander who sits in the front right. Vehicle commander, front right, driver, obviously. Guy in the gib, the guy in the back, usually sits left rear. And then the gunner in the turret. That's me, gunner in the turret. The gib sits left rear because the driver never gets out. The gunner usually doesn't get out. So if you need people to dismount, you've got the vehicle commander on the right side, the guy in the back, the gib on the left side. So gib, left rear, vehicle commander, front right. Radios. Okay, so we got the 2 radios, plus like the vehicle commanders would wear, like talk on the handset. Some of them would have the encrypted radio, the green one, the whatever it is. I don't remember. And then we had some Motorola's. I think all the vehicle commanders had the Motorola's. But they're not encrypted. So you didn't want to use those unless it's like, oh, we're in a firefight. Now we can use these Motorola's because, like, doesn't matter. We're already in a fight. We're not trying to hide anything. We're not trying to hide much. First time around, the gunners had radios, which was cool. It's like if there's a tree branch coming at like your head, the gunner in the front could radio all the other gunners and let them know to duck. If there was stuff that we need to look at, hey, watch out for this. You know, make sure somebody looks over here. Hey, you need to turn your turret around, shit like that. It was good. We did not do that on the second time around, and I don't know why. Machine gun stuff would have been cool. Radios. Yeah, so to sum up the radio thing, the Humvees had radios. The vehicle commanders had radios. Sometimes the gunners had radios. You can think of the vehicle commander as the fire team leader. So of your 4 dudes, one of them had a radio. I don't know how the line company did it. I would expect it was similar. Line company is just a regular, like actual rifleman, regular rifleman. What everybody thinks of when they think of Marine infantry. Bum, 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 bum. Machine gun video. Yeah, machine gun videos would be great. I do need to get a hold of those guys again. They're right over there. They're right there. I could walk over there if I wanted to. I've walked from this house. I'm really, really bracketing myself now. I've walked from this house to places that are as far away as that place is and back. Okay, machine gun videos, radio stuff, Austin. You're the first Marine I've met that doesn't have a hard-on about 20-inch barrels. So the reason for that is when we were in Saudi Arabia, was that the second time around? Or the first time around? Smith was there. First time around. First MEU, we were in Saudi Arabia for 10 days helping train the Saudi military. Saudi military is shit. It's amazing. Like wars in the Middle East, like no wonder they take so long. Those guys suck. All of them. They're late. Anyway, there was this contractor. He had been LA SWAT, I think. Big gray hair, big like mutton chop mustache. The Saudis called him General Hulk Hogan. There was a concrete structure. It was 2 stories. Each story was just a hallway running the length of the building and then just rooms off the hallway. So we were practicing doing some raids and clearing houses with this guy. And so me and my buddy McCall were about to go into this room. I don't remember who was going first. First time around, the first MEU, I had an M16. There were very few M16s on the first MEU. There were like 2 on the second. Almost everybody had M4s on the second. But 2014, there were still a handful of M16s. There were still a handful of M16 A4s in the platoon in 2014. There were like 2 in 2016. I had an M16. Caught the muzzle on the doorway. Caught the buttstock on the other side of the doorway. Bounced off. I've hated 20-inch barrels ever since. That's the whole story. That's what happened. That's why I hate 20-inch barrels. Hate them. Yeah, Iron Teacup says 20-inch barrels are definitely a Marine thing. Yeah, because everybody had moved away from that sooner because they suck. I mean, they work, but Marcus is still here and says he likes the 69-inch barrel. Hamana. Rogers. Definitely. Yes. Rogers. Look at you. You're here. You're the Rogers that I know, right? Can I click on your picture? Is that a thing I can do? Rogers. You're the Rogers that I know from 2-1, right? And infantry school, and you dropped a 50 cal barrel on my foot, you fuck. Right? I still love you anyway, dick. All right, give me a minute. I gotta read all these other fucking comments. See, I said when I get caught up with the comments, I would stop, but y'all keep commenting, so I blame you. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Actually, it is my bedtime. I got to get up early and kill Bambi in the morning. I don't have to get up that early. Okay, where do we go? Marcus says, I like the 69-inch barrel. Him in there. All right, and then there's Rogers, Deflated Fire. Yep. I wonder how far, time-wise, I wonder how far behind I am on these comments. There's no timestamp next to these comments. I wish there was. Iron Teacup. Don't make the former corpsman teach you how to machine gun, dude. I'm glad you still remember these things. Plunging fire is why the Mosin goes out to dumb distances. Yes. Yes, I have a Mosin Nagant. First gun I ever bought was a Mosin Nagant. It's in my safe. I haven't shot it in a long time. Yeah, so like 1,800 meters. Stupid far the iron sight goes out to. Max is checking out. Yeah, yeah, I can make more jerky anytime. And we make trade. Yes. All right, Rogers, I'm at your comments now. One in the trunk. Yeah, Mark 19 in the trunk. Badass. We always had to keep a spare in the trunk of the yeah. Yeah, 50 cal up top in the turret, Mark 19 in the trunk. $22.12 for that Mark Navy gun. Yes, Iron Teacup. $22.12. That's meters. That is the max range and also the max effective range of the Mark 19 40 millimeter fully automatic grenade launcher. 2212 meters. Rogers. Mark 19 is a gimmick. I don't care. It's cool. Sometimes gimmicks are cool. Rogers, you are late as fuck, dude. Like, you are 2 hours late. I shouldn't even be doing this still. But you guys keep commenting, and I'm having fun. That was it. Rogers had a couple more black dudes in line companies. Yeah, there were a couple more black dudes in line companies, but as far as our company, there was only the Andrus, Kittner, Wheatley. Now that I think about it, Rogers, where the fuck is your family from? You're kind of off-white looking. What's up with you? I never asked. It didn't matter. It's not important, actually. It doesn't fucking matter. I just hadn't thought about that. You got a super white fucking name. Yeah, so Rogers, before I read the rest of these comments. So Roger, we weren't in the same boot camp platoon, right? Not the same boot camp platoon, but we were in the same machine gun section in infantry school. And on the 20K hike at the end of infantry school, Rogers dropped a 50 cal barrel, muzzle first on my fucking foot, my left foot. It fucking hurt. It was on the first leg, I'm pretty sure. I had to walk like most of the 20K after having a barrel dropped on a 50 cal barrel is 26 pounds. And Rogers is a tall dude. It was up on his shoulder. And he stumbled or what? I don't know. And fucking just speared me in the foot with a 50 cal barrel. I was so pissed. I made it though. We both made it. Rogers is an okay guy. Rogers is a good dude. Bum, bum, bum. Midwest Preparedness Project says, how's it hanging tonight, everyone? Midwest Preparedness Project. So not Spags. So Tag? Is this Tag? Who dat? Who you is? Yoda's still here. Jesus, you're still here? Fuck. I've been going a long time. Yoda says, I'm glad this went so well. Go as long as people want to listen and you can stand it. Yeah, I mean, I can still stand it, I guess. You guys seem okay. Ah, okay. Pat, cool. Austin says the video of me with the M2 is on Rumble. Badass. Before that, probably a month before that video, there are other video there. Maybe it's just one video. I think it's like 30, 40 minutes long of me and Grant talking machine gun stuff. It's probably on Rumble. It's good stuff. You should check that out. It was a great time. The Midwest Preparedness Project. Yeah, Midwest Preparedness Project for the, let's see, the 7 of you that are here minus Midwest Preparedness Project and Yoda, so that leaves 5. I feel like Iron Teacup probably knows the Midwest Preparedness Project, folks. So for the 4 of you left, none of you live near here. So you could come to the Midwest Preparedness Project up near Topeka. That would be cool. You could subscribe to their channel. That would also be cool. Iron Teacup says to Rogers, if you put a little LSA on it and clean out the firing pin, it shoots great. Yes, it shoots great. The Mark 19. He's talking about the Mark 19. Yeah, it shoots great if you're not shooting the Cheeto Puff rounds, which is the orange chalk rounds. Those don't work. They just don't. HEDP works okay. High explosive dual purpose works okay. The chalk rounds are shit. Rogers says it fucked up on a constant basis. We did all that, and they still fucked up. Hence the spare in the back, because we knew they'd fuck up, and at some point, most of us used GMD on ours. So LSA and GMD, dude, I forgot about those things. I mean, I remembered that those existed, but I forgot that those were the acronyms till just now. I'm going to guess and say GMD is the cold weather one. Lubricants for machine guns, LSA, GMD, or maybe GMD was the grease. I don't know. I don't remember that part. One of you will remind me, I'm sure. Machine gunners have to call each other out. Iron Teacup says, my 2008 MU, I got an M16. Yeah, because that's how that works. I'm way behind. Everybody, yep. Roger's laughing because I called him out for dropping the barrel on my foot. You fuck. I love you, though. Iron Teacup Kennedy there, 100% was able to get my Mark 19 to shoot well. Maybe the Marines don't have good Mark 19s, or maybe we use them a lot and they're just beat to fuck. That's probably it. Like the SAW. If the SAW works, it's awesome because the rate of fire is up there. And ours didn't fucking work. Like they just didn't. They sucked. The SAW sucked. But the SAW had been to war for 20 years or more. So Rogers to Iron Teacup. Now that I think about it, Iron Teacup is a hilarious name. Hilarious, peculiar, funny, one of those. I don't know. Rogers to Iron Teacup. We definitely got the hand-me-downs from the Army. Yeah. Something tells me our armory didn't take care of our shit. Yeah, they didn't. And I figured they probably weren't hand-me-downs. It was just shit that had been to war for. How old is the Mark 19? Mark 19's old, I think. Maybe not our version, but I think the Mark 19 as a whole is not. They might have had a version of that in Vietnam. Hand-me-downs. Brown skin. There we go. Rogers. Here we go. The racial shits. Brown skin, white name, textbook definition of Heinz 57, mixed as fuck. All right. Cool. I still hate you. Just kidding. Austin. So it's you and Rogers. Who was the third stooge? Dick. Let's see. Who was the Price? Price was the third stooge. Price was the third stooge. I miss him too. Yeah. Price was the third stooge. So me, Rogers, and Price were in infantry school together, and we ended up in the same battalion, all machine gunners. Let's see. Rogers was in the other combined anti-armor team and weapons company like me. Price was, I don't remember. He went to one of the line companies. I want to say it was golf. Price was in our battalion. Yoda says, shit in the military, we all bleed the same. Green is the only color we should all see. Just saying. Yeah. Yep. Like it's interesting in hindsight to consider some of the demographics, such as very few black people in the Marine infantry. What seems to me like a disproportionately high number of black people in the Navy, proportional to the military, a disproportionately high number of women in the Navy, it seemed like to me. But then I guess I was never around the Air Force and almost never around the Army, so maybe it was very few women in the Marines. But like however, whatever angle you want to look at it, it seems weird that the Marine infantry is primarily white dudes. I don't know why. And okay, primarily white dudes, a lot of Hispanic dudes, a lot of Californians, and a lot of Texans. Maybe the demographics are different on the East Coast. I bet they are. I bet there's a lot more dudes East Coast Marines. Anyway, none of that's important. Iron Teacup says, I hear Rogers is a boot. Rogers likes to drop 50 cal barrels on people's boots. There's that. There are 12 people here. There were 7 like 2 minutes ago. I'm trying to go to bed. Nah, this is fun though. All right. Fuck. All right. Rogers boot. Rogers. We were almost back to SOI when I dropped the barrel on your foot. We went through SOI 31 training together with Sergeant Denning. Yes. It was almost over. I could have sworn you dropped that on my foot at the beginning. I could have sworn it was on the first leg. I think there were 4 legs. I think we did 5 kilometers per leg. And ran the last leg. Not a joke. Literally ran. Fuck. Okay, that's a cool story. So infantry school, you have 1 month of everybody gets basic infantry training, and then 1 month of your specialized training in the MOS that you're actually going to go in. So the riflemen get rifleman training, the machine gunners get machine gun training, the mortarmen training, and so on. So for 1 month, you get your specific training. So the riflemen spend that month mostly in the field practicing digging holes and patrolling, I guess. The weapons guys, the mortarmen, the machine gunners, the anti-tank missilemen, we stayed back at the squad bays and would classes in the classroom in the morning, and then we would eat MREs often, so that we didn't have to take the time to go down the chow hall. Spend most of the time in the squad bay, the empty squad bay, tearing machine guns apart and putting them back together. So that video of me, Rogers, there's a video of me. If you haven't seen it, go comment on that maybe. There's a video of me disassembling and reassembling the 50 cal for the first time since I got out. I did it back in like July or August. 4 minutes and 19 seconds, first try. Standard was 3 minutes, so I didn't hit that, but first try, only try. 4 minutes, 19 seconds. I forgot the firing pin, retaining pin existed. If you watch the video, you'll see it. But I'm happy with 419 for the first go. So yeah, we were both in SOI, that's the School of Infantry. 31 training. 31s is machine gunners. 03, 31 is the MOS number for machine gunners. Sergeant Denning was our instructor, and that dude was awesome. Like, there are so many people that they're superhuman. Like, they're like Sergeant Denning was something else. Not something more than just a person. Awesome dude. What was the name of that sergeant that was fucking crazy? I know that's all of them. The one that got his appendix taken out, he had a Beretta tattooed on his waistline, like appendix, like just like this. He had a Beretta tattooed. I know his name. I talked about this dude like 2 weeks ago at work. Dude had to have had brain damage, but he was telling us a story of next time, some other time. There were so many people that just were incredible. Like, you could make a movie about so many of the dude, like the combat instructors. It was cool. I'm just a guy. Those guys were cool. Iron Teacups asking Rogers when we were in MCRD, that is Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. We went to San Diego. Iron Teacup agrees that the Cheeto Puff rounds fucking suck. That's the chalk rounds for the Mark 19. All right. Roger says GMD was the grease. It's actually not authorized. We were CAT, Combined Anti-Armor Team. So we were free range kitty. Was that the gray grease, and LSA was the white grease that looks like something else? Rogers, we'd have to talk to Andrus about why all our saws were shit. Does Andrus know why? Is Andrus why all the saws were shit, or does he know why they were shit? Andrus was like the black dude from the Combined Anti-Armor team. Awesome dude. Awesome guy. From Texas. Very cool. Iron Teacup says that I should PM him. I don't know how that works. In YouTube? Is that a thing? I don't know how that works. PM me. LSA is white. Yes. Okay. Yes, LSA is white. Yes. Okay, I was right about that part. Austin Googled some shit. The Mark 19 entered service in 1968, 1 year off from being nice. Yeah. Rogers says, Price almost taking my eye out with the saw recoil spring. Taking his eye out. Yeah. Okay. So machine guns, specifically the 240 and the saw, because they're the same gun, but the 240 is smaller. The same thing. They're the same thing. With any machine guns, you want to make sure the bolt is forward when you take them apart. Because what you can do is if you take the back end of it off and the bolt is to the rear, then the recoil spring rod, whatever it is, whichever thing it is in that particular gun, if the spring is loaded, it can come out. And they told us that it could kill us, and I'm kind of skeptical that it would punch a hole in your chest. But Price, I don't think it was fully. I don't know if the bolt was fully to the rear when he did that, but Price, I think it was with the saw. The spring was under some tension, and the spring and the guide rod came out and hit him either in the eye or just like very near the eye, and like he was scared. He thought he might have lost his eye. I was concerned he was going to lose his eye because of what they told us. He was fine. But yeah, in disassembling one of those guns, he hit himself in the eye with the recoil spring. Wild shit. I'd made one video a while back called War Stories in quotations because none of them are actually about war. Like War Stories with Uncle Sam. I need to do more of those. Bum, 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 bum. Austin says, after Rogers dropped the barrel on your foot, did you poke him in both eyes with your 2 fingers? Fuck you. Rogers says Price went to Fox Company. Him and Ott. Ott was another guy, another machine gunner with me and Rogers and Price at infantry school. Iron Teacup says, kill, eye gouge. Yeah, man, that was my running joke after boot camp was I'm a gray belt in McMAP, the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. I know how to eye gouge, which is literally just open your hand and stick it in somebody's face. Yoda says, are you putting oh God. Are you putting a Marine wife to the test? We've been going 2 hours and 22 minutes. Fuck, I'm 12 minutes behind on these comments. Keep going if you want. You're killing me. Well, good. Good. I'll keep trying to do that. Keep trying to kill you. Iron Teacup says he was 2007 to 2012. Yeah, we were We were 2013. I was on Edson Range 2007 to 2010 ish. Badass. Edson Range was great. Edson Range is where they teach you to shoot on the West Coast on Camp Pendleton during boot camp. My PMI, professional marksmanship instructor. My marksmanship instructor was from Pittsburgh, Kansas. Like, bracketing myself again, right over there. And then he ended up in my battalion, like a year later. Cool dude. Golf company. He ended up in golf company. Bum, bum, bum. Edson Range, ZCSR is here. Jesus Christ, dude, you are 2.5 hours late. Late to the party, I know. Yes, but you were at a party, right? What have I missed? You're just gonna have to rewatch it, man. Like, yeah, just gonna have to start over from the beginning. Iron Teacup. 2 of my instructors from Field Med were in the invasion. So yeah, crazy people, dude. Yeah, like the dudes from the invasion, or I guess Afghanistan before the invasion, right? But like from the start of the war to like 2010, more or less, like my fucking heroes, man. Like my fucking heroes. I'm just a guy with long hair. If you want to know exactly what being in a combined anti-armor team is like, there's an HBO miniseries called Generation Kill. It is very similar to Band of Brothers or The Pacific, which are both HBO miniseries. All very good. Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and Generation Kill. Generation Kill is about a Marine Recon Battalion that was in Humvees during the Iraq invasion. It is exactly what I expect if it had been my platoon in the invasion. Like, they don't sugarcoat anything. Roger says GMD was pink grease. LSA was called monkey jizz. Yes. I thought it was gray. I thought GMD was gray. Yoda, all new people coming in, make sure you like the channel. Yeah. Yeah, do that shit. Push the buttons or whatever. Iron Teacup. Did the spring take out your eye? Price thought he was losing it. Me and Price were both afraid that he was losing his eye. He was fine. Rogers, the 50 cal recoil spring could potentially kill a person if freed while under tension to the rear. It could shoot out like a bullet. I could see that one maybe fucking somebody up. I wonder how much of what they told us was just to scare us, to make sure we did the right thing. Price had a nice shiner for a couple of weeks. Yeah, well, he deserved it. Fucker. I like Price too. Price is a good dude. Iron Teacup, the 249 the saw. Spring will chip a tooth but not kill you. The Mark 19 will potentially hurt you. But you put your chest all onto it. Releases. Even cocked. So the Mark 19, the bolt is like this big. It's heavy as fuck. Yeah, I could see the springs not fucking you up with as much weight as they got to move. And I think as relatively slow as that bolt cycles because it's fucking big. Like, it's more than a brick and a half. Put your chest onto it when you release it. That makes sense. Tony from Chicago is here. Dude, you are late as fuck. You and Caleb. Late as fuck. Glad you're here, though. You're going to have to start over from the beginning later. It's been very rambly. The stuff at the beginning was pretty good, though, I thought. History stuff. You like history. Yeah, Tony from Chicago. If you like history and if you like Civil War history, you're going to want to start over at the beginning. Book recommendations, local history to my area. Totally bracketing myself. Fucking doxed. Austin's still here. Wait, hold on. I skipped. No, I didn't. Austin. We need more war stories with Uncle Sam. Yes. Rogers. His thumb wasn't centered on the back of the spring block and was off center, so it flew back and whacked him in the eye. Okay, so it wasn't like the bolt was to the rear. It was a long time ago. So it wasn't like the bolt on the 249 was to the rear. He was taking it out and it slipped. Okay. Austin says, I need to watch the first one. Yeah, if you're talking about war stories with Sam, yeah. I don't remember what it was about. Yeah, I don't remember what it was about. It was probably a good story, though. Iron Teacup. By the way, fun fact, my first time being shot at was with some random cat team attached to us for a VCP. VCP stands for Vehicle Checkpoint. Cat Team. One, cat is spelled with two A's. Anti-armor, two A's. Two, the T in cat stands for team. So you don't have to say team. You just say cat. This is a combined anti-armor team. It's like ATM machine. No good. Tony says notification didn't notify. You just missed me talking for 2.5 hours, so you didn't miss much. Rogers. Pretty sure he was trying to beat Wong for the dis and ass time for the saw. So dis/ass is short for disassembly. Reassembly. Wong. Fucking Wong. Wong was a reservist, contract machine gunner, small dude. Ended up doing good, but when Sergeant Denning found out that he was contract machine guns, because reservists are contract for their specific job and active duty is not. You go in as just regular infantry, and then in infantry school, they split you off into what you'll actually be, and it's decided there at the school. Wong was contract infantry. Didn't he like fall asleep or something? He did something that Sergeant Denning was super pissed about, and then like gave him a hard time because he was a small guy too, but he ended up doing okay. Yoda says everyone file for your VA benefits. Yes, I did that. I did that before I got out. So I got my first VA check like on payday. So that worked out well. I need to go talk to them. They're going to tell me that it's not their fault, but my knees make a lot of noise when I squat, and that seems bad. Roger says pact act. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. ZCSR, have you learned anything new about Ronald Reagan? I mean, besides he's a dick? That's all. Like I said earlier, when Max said, if you carry a gun and not medical, fuck you. And I was like, yes. Like, I'm an extremist in that if I have an opinion, it's either probably on the extreme end of things or I have an extreme belief in that opinion. So to say something like, fuck Ronald Reagan because he banned machine guns, asshole, like makes people mad, I love it. Or like, Lincoln was a tyrant and got what he deserved, makes people mad. But it's true. Iron Teacup. Yeah, I don't know about all the cat stuff. Yes. I like to take out my money from the ATM machines. If you like using the automatic teller machine, then go right ahead. Actually, ATMs are dangerous. You should stay away from those things. You know, like in Africa, like out on the plains, all the animals come to the watering hole, and then all the lions come to the watering hole because that's where the animals are. That's the ATM. Stay away from those things if you can. Rogers says the PACT Act is a new law that expands VA healthcare and benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. Okay, well, I wasn't drinking fucking diesel fuel like you were, I think. So, I don't know about that. Tony from Chicago says, screw ATMs. Tony, do I know you in real life? Have I met you? Rogers, we qualify for at least what? 60% of locations on their list. Wasn't just burn pits, it was also impurities, heavy metals in the soil. Hexchromate in Djibouti. Just being in Djibouti should qualify. What the fuck is hexchromate? Dude, I don't know anything about this. Okay, before freaking Rogers fills me in on any of this, I don't. Dude, if one of my sisters is still watching it, I'd be super surprised. I had real bad memory problems, like short-term memory, when I got out of the Marines, and my sisters told me that I spoke more in like grunts than like words. And I know that for a while, and I know at church, like if I turned to look at somebody, like I wouldn't turn my head, I would turn my whole body. And I don't know if that was like a threat response or what, but like that's kind of some weird shit. And then my short-term memory got better, and now it's like it's in between. Austin said, "Did you drink the Camp Lejeune water?" That is not how you spell Lejeune at all. There's way more vowels. I don't know how you spell it, but it's way more vowels than that. No, I didn't. I never went to Lejeune. Did they rename Lejeune? Tony from Chicago says 0 to hero in Camden. 0 to hero. Okay, I took that class. I took it. Was it after Alumni Weekend or was it after? It was after the Self Reliance Festival in March, where I missed half a day because reasons. Tony. I'm so bad with names, man. You know who I am, so if I can get a hold of me in like actual life or something, Facebook or something, I don't know. Marcus says go to bed, dude. I got it. I'm having fun. I'm tired. I'll call it at 3 hours, but this has been fun. Okay, Tony from Chicago, 0 to hero in Camden. Marcus, fuck you, Marcus. Iron Teacup says ATM is a transitional space. Yes, transitional space. I feel like that's a ShivWorks, Craig Douglas, ECQC term. Yoda says Gulf War syndrome. I assume that's what the C stands for. Syndrome? That's not how you spell syndrome. Syndrome starts with an S. I don't know. Hexchromate was that anti-rust chemical in Erin Brockovich. Anti-rust chemical. Oh, C stands for counts. Gulf War counts. Yeah. I'm a little young for the Gulf War. Got him. Austin says, Marcus, you're not my real dad. Austin is correct. Roger says, the grunts and saying, huh? When you can't hear what someone is saying can also just be a grunt thing. Grunt as an infantry. But I'd still get checked out, at least get something. Dude, I don't ever want to interact with the VA. There's a VA clinic in town. I've explained to them in detail how my back is fucked, and they ignore it. Basically, I feel my freaking blood pressure go up whenever I used to go in there, and I only went in a handful of times because they don't do anything that helps. I was saying this at work a few days ago, and maybe I need to make a video about it. But like, I'm pretty sure the VA only exists to check up on their lab rat experiments. Like, remember, I don't remember which mute. I think it was the first mute. I think the whole battalion had to get an extra anthrax vaccine, anthrax shot, because the whole run of anthrax is 3 injections. I want to say it was the middle one. Like, they lost the paperwork, and so the whole battalion, I'm pretty sure, had to get it again. Wouldn't surprise me at all if one of those shots was not anthrax. The VA exists to check up on their lab rats and to kill us, like to encourage us to kill ourselves. That is why the VA exists. Nothing will convince me otherwise. I don't want to. I blame the VA for killing black men. I don't fucking trust them. Moving on. Heart issues will count for the Gulf in 2024. I mean, I like more money, but that's the only reason I would ever communicate with the VA is more money, because they're not going to do anything medical for me. Fuck them. Best thing the employees of the VA could do is fucking kill themselves. Personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Totally open to being wrong. Fuck them. Iron Teacup says he loves Djibouti. I did not. Didn't know about Chromate or whatever was there in 2010. We were there in 2016 for 5 weeks. They told us 2. We told them it would be 5. We were right. That still doesn't look like how you spell Lejeune, Austin. Yeah. CCSR says water? Yeah, what water? Who drinks water? Chuck's already gone. Lack of water is how I met Chuck. We'll go with that. Rogers, the places you were deployed to, documented with VA disability. So in case you do have issues, and if it's annotated as service related, you can get compensated down the line. I mean, I like money, but I don't ever want to go in the VA clinic again. I don't know. I heard. I'm pretty sure I knew the water in Lejeune was bad before I got in, and I'm pretty sure everybody talked about the water in Lejeune being bad while I was in, and that was before all the lawsuit stuff. I think probably going to get an ad for it now anyway. That and the 3M earplugs. I didn't wear their fucking earplugs. Tony from Chicago and Iron Teacup. I'll hit accept on those later. Thank you. I guess I was about to say, I guess I'm not hiding very well. Of course not. My channel is my fucking name. Austin, did you have a discipline issue and have mold in your barracks? Yes. Iron Teacup. Sam, you make me feel old. I feel old. I make me feel old. Marcus is still here. All right. So if you'll remember, Marcus told everyone to go to bed. And then Austin said, "You're not my real dad." Well, now Marcus says, then why does your mom call me daddy? I don't know. I was going to say earlier, and then I didn't. When Austin asked if I had a friggin' 6-year bush that his mom had trimmed it. That's what I was going to say earlier, but then I didn't. But I'm saying it now, so there you go. So no, I don't. Yeah, yeah. Rogers says he's going through the VA process. There are companies that can help you with the process, not part of the VA, but they assist you with process to make it less of a hassle. Hit me up on Facebook or something later. I don't like the VA. Austin says, my mom has a discipline issue. Yeah, I bet she does. Gives a nice low fade, though. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yoda says, didn't everyone have mold in their barracks? Okay, so I was on duty, right? I think I was a corporal. I was on duty. So the barracks building has like two people that are supposed to like supervise. A staff NCO, an NCO, and a non. I don't remember. Anyway, I was on duty. I think I was a corporal, and these dudes come in. I think the deal was these dudes came in from the fourth deck, and they were like, "Hey, our shower's broke." Yeah, our shower's broke. It's spewing water everywhere. I go up there, look at it. Yeah, the knob had broken off, and they had like a towel, like trying to hold the water not coming into their room. So we call maintenance, and we're waiting. And then like 2 hours later, these dudes from either the first or second deck come in, and they're like, "Hey, we've got water coming through our ceiling." And it was like, "Oh God." So the shower on the fourth deck was spewing water for a couple of hours, and it went into the room. I think it might have been just the one room below it, and then it was like coming through the ceilings and the floor of the rooms on the third deck, and it was coming through the two rooms below that on the first deck and in the hallway. So like 100% there's mold in that wall. Gotta be. Great stuff. Didn't everyone have mold in the barracks? Roger says we earned it. Something's better than nothing till I finish my schooling. They are what I'll be using. Yeah, I know we earned it. I don't know, man. Like people talk about like, oh, you should, we should do a military discount over here, or like, oh, this and that. No, it's the least we can do, and thank you for your service and all that shit. And they told us that if they broke something that they would fix it, and that's all that I want. And they're not going to fix it. So I don't know. VA is a sore subject because again, Blackman would not have shot himself if he was not on whatever fucking drugs the VA gave him. It's my opinion. Could be totally wrong. On the drugs that they gave him, / I'm sure he was drinking a lot like we all did when we got out. There's still 10 people here. What the fuck are you guys doing? Okay, ZCSR. Is it okay if I use your real name? Because every time I've read ZCSR, I've almost said your real name. I don't know if you care or not, so. Anyway, ZCSR. Looking forward to more videos, war stories, and history with Sam. Maybe your own version of Common Sense podcast. If you're talking about like, so just in the last like week, the term like the world according to whoever has kind of been floating around in my head. Some of the music I've been listening to, like they describe their perception of the world in their music and tell stories and all just about their lives. And everybody kind of has their own take on the world. So I've just the the world according to this particular musician, or the world according to Sam. Like the VA exists to check up on their lab rats and to convince us to kill ourselves so they don't have to pay. Like, that is the world according to Sam. Could be totally wrong. I doubt it. Austin Kilmer, live stream is greater than podcast. Yeah, here's the thing though, and I don't understand why Tactical Response isn't doing this. Live streams are a podcast. Take the audio, put it in whatever it is that podcasts are in, and then you have a podcast episode. Tactical Response could put out a podcast episode 1 hour long every week of the audio from the live streams on Wednesdays that everybody should watch on the James Yeager YouTube channel, the live streams. And they don't. I don't understand why they don't, because they should. It'd be easier to listen to the ones that I miss. Like, don't edit it just with all the pauses and gaps and them fucking dipping and dodging and staring at the comments and all. Just put it in a podcast. Okay, Austin, fucker. Like, recorded live. Fucking Tactical Response coming to you from the past. Recorded live. Wednesday nights, whatever, something. I don't know. Austin, the creator reading questions and comments live is better than, I can't see it, better than people just yakking about nonsense for 3 hours. What are you saying, Austin? What are you saying about people yakking for 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 51 seconds? Why did the time pause right then? Okay, there it is. The time doesn't tick every second. That's weird. It's every 5 or 6 seconds. That's weird. Huh. All right. 1 minute. Get your last comments in. I need to go to bed. I need to kill something in the morning. A deer. Relax. 1 minute. Get your last comments in. I'm fucking tired. I'm going to take note of whatever the last comment to come in is. I'll answer down to that. Call it good. Go to bed. Yeah, Austin. It wasn't people. It was a person yapping for 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, a person. Austin is definitely a troll. But we like Austin. Austin's okay. Austin uses his real name. Allegedly. So Austin's cool. Yeah, she fucking did. Hey. What are you doing? All right, we're gonna end this thing with the dog here in just a second. Because she's cute. She's tired. Oh, she's tired. Dog came back. Yep, yep. ZCSR. If people have already tried to start stalking you, they might already know my real name, but it's fine. Nah, I don't. Nah, you don't know Austin. No, you've never met Austin. Austin's real name is Tacitus Gilmore. Right. Yes. Iron Teacup. Yes. Yes. Is the even I don't did they say back in the old days when you were in? Did they say or was it raw and then it got shortened to in between the old days when you were in and when I was in? Because it was when I got in somehow. I don't somehow. Austin says he works for Cornwall, kerosene, and tar. I always assumed at least had a vowel in it, like an E at the beginning, but I guess I don't. I'd never seen it spelled out, so I don't know. I can't spell anyway. All right, we're gonna call it right here. I'm gonna show you guys the dog sleeping, and then we'll turn this thing off. I was ready for bed an hour ago. Look at her. There she is. Hi. I know I've been ignoring you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Yes. Dog. Yes. Merry Christmas. Right. Thank you. Yes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Fuck. It's been over 3 hours. I'm ready to go to sleep. 500 subscribers. Woo. Where's the end button on here? There it is. Goodbye, friends.